honestly, sometimes it goes, I'm going to think about
I'm
this for
going
a
to
while.
think about it.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Maybe we'll let you on by 11.
Well,
Maybe
we are. Look, it's working. The darn thing is working. Look at that. I see myself appearing as we speak on the Tube of You.
Here we are.
And you're on the Book of Face, so life is good.
Life is good.
Look at this then. Well, welcome indeed to our late morning show. There are those that have late shows. There's plenty of them. There's a few morning shows.
I
don't think there's many late morning shows.
Well,
that'd be us, really. You know what? I need more coffee, though. I'm going to definitely have more coffee.
You've said that every day this week. It's been a rough week, hasn't it?
It has, actually. It's been
Hi, Kim.
hard. Morning, Heather. Good morning.
Yep.
It's been, I don't know. The astrological energies this bloody week have been...
Astrology is interesting. It's kind of like follow the trail. And everybody has said to me, all the planets are direct. Why is everything so crazy?
You would think it's Mercury retrograde. Everything's going pear-shaped. Everything's breaking. You have to do everything twice. There's a lot of fractious energy around.
So people have asked me, why do you think this is?
Why? Good morning, Gilda.
And I don't know. I think follow the trail. That's a lot of working with astrology is following the trail.
Morning, Aaron.
So what I've come up with, I think because this is a Scorpio full moon, Scorpio is ruled by Mars, and Mars is in Gemini.
Oh, God. No! Let's stab everything.
Mars is in Gemini, making some harsh aspects to things like North Node. And I just think that there's this kind of fractious, frenetic Mercury energy because of the Mars.
If we had to sum up the energy I was feeling
Lori.
this week, I would put it as the Page of Swords. It's like, let's what? But I'm going to wave this sword around like a crazy thing.
But every day there's some other, thing to have to cope with or deal with. Hi, Pam. And no, I know that that's life. That life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. I get that. But it's just been a heck of a month. And it's going to kind of come to this crescendo over the weekend with the
full moon.
Yeah.
Oh, bless. Oh, dear. All right, then. Good morning from Catalina and Carter. And kids asked to say good morning to you. Well, good morning, Catalina. That's a beautiful name. There's an island, isn't there, off of the shore of California called Catalina Island. It's one of the most exclusive destinations.
You've got Gilda and Wendy.
I do, and Erin,
sorts,
and it's good. And thus far, no trolls. It was so lovely for the trolls to put in an appearance yesterday.
Well, no, you know what? They helped raise our YouTube watch hours, so that's fine. We can ignore them.
We can. Heather says, great, more chaos energy. Well,
I think this weekend's going to be a real interesting one. And, we have Psychic Fair tomorrow. So
we do.
I think there's going to be when you have 6 or 8 psychics and they're... people consulting them, the energy just rises and rises and rises.
It does. Gotta love it.
I just think it's going to be a wild weekend, and I'm looking forward to it.
I know. We just got to keep our heads.
It really has been a lot for people to cope with. And, we noticed with our Facebook Live the other night that people are exhausted.
Oh, God. And how?
How much more can I deal with? How much more can I take? But I think that things are going to get better in June. I think May is going to be a bear because...
You still think, people are just keen to get on with it.
Right, but May is going to... I was writing my taroscopes, and May has some entertaining things, including a Mercury retrograde.
Oh, well, there you go then. See, even made you choke. Okay? We're okay. She'll be fine so long as she doesn't speak. There we go. Mm-hmm. So apparently I have to do the rest of the show all by myself, which is challenging to say the least. So Fantastic Fridays. That's what we're talking about.
So when last we left off, we were talking about landscapes and how we were appreciating each other's landscapes.
So different, yeah. And feeling like, remembering the first time I went up to the Adirondacks.
Feeling so, fishing, yeah.
Oh, wow. So immediately attached somehow. Like there was a sense of familiarity. I'd never been there in my life. I'd never set foot on these sacred shores until December 15th, 1998. And so to feel such a powerful connection to this tiny little spur of land jutting out into the lake and just think I've set foot on this before, which is really, really weird. It has to be
I think that is part of a soul collective memory. What?
Erin's saying she's been dealing with intense anger and depression, like just purging old stuff. I get you. Yeah, it's been a fractious week. It has. Live, Lisa, live. She's going to live. It's good. And Heather's going to hide until June. No, don't do that. Listen.
Hi, Tracy. Hi, Nessa. And Kim says, oh, and Lisa was wanting to deck the neighbor. Oh, yes, for trying to kill my cat.
Yes. That was a fractious time,
with
too.
With broom as the weapon of choice.
Yes. Of course, yes. But it's okay.
But I think that, when we talk about our early relationship, there were a lot of moments that sort of felt like a shapeshift, where we were looking through the other person's eyes or the other person's memory. And I think that there's something about this kind of soul buddy collective where, kind of like deja vu in a sense.
Deja vu all over again.
Yeah. But the same thing kind of happened to me in Wales. I'd obviously never been there before, but I would sense that, we're going to turn there, or it's just over the next hill. This kind of weird energy.
Interesting. So you had a familiarity too.
Well, of course.
When you did your DNA thing with the ancestry stuff, turning out to be 74% Welsh, you can legitimately claim it as the land of our fathers, kind of thing.
Right.
But me, I'm a Brummie,
But
from
you
north
said
of
when
the
you were
border,
like 9 years old, you just knew that you would be in New York for the millennial.
That's kind of weird. It's a little older than that, because I was at Old Swinford Hospital then. So let me see. Probably
he means
13.
boarding school.
Yeah. No, I went to a rather excuse-us school in the UK.
We'll
tell you about
But
that
he said he
time.
just knew he was going to be in New York for the year 2000, and he was.
When you were thinking about, because you were awfully young, you're thinking, 2000, the year 2000, that's like a million years
how
away.
old? Oh my gosh.
But I sort of knew I'd be there. And you know what? I bloody well was. I actually watched the fireworks and all that sort of stuff in Times Square, and I was here for that. And how could I possibly have known that was going to happen?
Or even thought about it. Why would you even think about it?
Yeah, I got no connection to this country.
I can tell you he's made power candles.
Oh no,
it's
glitter. It's glitter. Well, actually, no, I used a bag that previously carried power candles.
Oh, this morning? Okay, because you have two little glitters. It's all good.
No, glitter, the herpes of the crafting world. It spreads everywhere, doesn't it?
All right, yeah.
But yeah. Oh,
so
gosh.
I think what I loved about the UK, and I still do, is the tangible history, right?
Mm.
So in the
we destroyed an awful lot.
Well, in the United States, Native Americans were very careful not
to leave a lasting
mark, So it's difficult in a way to see that history. But when you can walk in a place like Bishop's Castle that was chartered in 1104 or something, or 1140,
something like that,
or 1040, I think, Bishop's Castle, and Ludlow
it's
Castle,
the oldest chartered town in England. I know that.
And there's buildings and Stokesay Castle and all these different places, and we've seen so many of them. I think one of the most amazing ones was Warwick Castle, because the Earl of Warwick tried Joan of Arc, and you really get this sense of history. Where here, the land itself is a history, kind of more like Wales, where the land itself is the story, right?
I think it is. The stories are woven
Wales
into the landscape.
Are woven into the landscape, and the mythologies are part of what's going on there,
Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I'm no expert in Welsh, dim siarad Cymru.
Yeah.
But I would say that there's so much of the Welsh language is wrapped into the landscape. And, if you look at places like Abergavenny, Aberdyfi, Aber it's the word means it's like a reentrant, and if you've done map reading and all that, you'll know what a reentrant is. But it's like the mouth of a valley. It doesn't necessarily have to have water in it. It may not, typically does, but it doesn't have to. I mean, Aberystwyth, for example, does, and that's where the river comes into the sea, but Abergavenny isn't. It's inland. There is actually a river in the bottom there, but it's you've got this mouth of a valley, and there's so many of those. And then there's Llanfa comes up a lot as well. And that's like, the people of a clan, an area occupied by a clan. A lot of people say that it's a church, but a church is a people, and it predates Christianity by a shed load. So, yeah, interesting. Joan of Arc asked for no taxes on the land for her people. I did not know that, Erin. Thank you so much. Look, they educate us here. This is cool. I really didn't know that. I didn't know that. I know she presented a risk against the authority of the church, and that doesn't bode well. But there we go.
Well, that would be because of money, I would suggest.
That's usually what it comes down to, isn't it? It's usually, power and glory and money and all that fun stuff. But I think the landscape's magical, isn't it?
The landscape is very magical, and I think that it's very creative energy given to you as well. You can see how Awen just oozes from sacred places.
It's interesting because this almost follows on from what we were talking about yesterday with relationship to the land. And that, long time ago, this is when we teach our courses on whatever Wicca, or we try to point out, because we follow a kind of blend of Celtic spirituality, although there really was no such thing back in the days of the Celts, if you will, when the Celtic was at its strength. There was no separation between spiritual and mundane. It was just exactly the same thing. There was no demarcation. It was not, I'm going to church today. I'm going to focus on my spirituality today. It was innate. It was within everything and around us. And I think somehow we've, over the millennia, managed to become viscerally isolated from the stuff around us, particularly the landscape. We live in houses where we've got artificial light, we've got heating and air conditioning. We don't experience the climate from as closely. We're not physically connected to the earth as closely, and I think this has got us out of relationship with it as a while. And we see things, unfortunately, it's the curse of Western developed societies. We see things as what they are in terms of material wealth to us, rather than necessarily seeing a tree in its value of its own right as a magnificent being. We just see it as how many board feet of lumber can I get out of that, and that's unfortunate.
So when Anton and I met, we each had a house and a business.
We did.
So obviously I was living above the shop in the little apartment, and pretty much devoted to that space, that community. And Anton was a software developer and living in Wales. So because we were each self-employed, we were able to work out a schedule where we could travel together. So next Friday, I think we'll start by talking about the traveling back and forwards.
Oh my God, that was just ridiculous. It was fun, though.
Robert.
Fun, though. It has to be said.
So next Friday we'll start with the traveling back and forwards.
I just want to say that the one thing I think that is the commonality for us is that the land both claimed us for its own, didn't it? Mm-hmm. You particularly. I remember the one time you being up and putting your back against this wonderful tree, and it asked you, can you tell the difference between the wind and the rain? They just have this.
It was a willow tree, and it was next to the Kaibitra River brook, really, at the time. But I sat with my back against the willow tree, and it said, listen, can you hear the difference between the wind and the water? And the wind in leaves talks just as much
the wind in the willows
as the water babbling over the rocks. Anyway,
that chats too. That really, really is the one thing I think I miss more than anything else on a balmy day. Just being able to open the window of our bedroom and listen to the babbling brook. That was just. Sometimes it was a raging torrent, though.
The flooding now. I'm afraid we wouldn't appreciate it as much.
Yeah.
All right. Card of the day.
What do we got? What do we got today?
Ta-da! Looks like your shirt. Card of the day.
Doing all right, getting good grades. My future's that bright. I got to wear shades.
So I use this as my card for Aries and my card for karma. So you notice that this little baby has a feather in his cap, much like the Fool. So I think my reading for people with this card for today is remember all that you have done and use that energy to move forward. So even though you may not have the exact experience, you have some life experience, and you can use that wisdom to navigate whatever today is going to bring. Happy Friday.
Oh, yeah. I love this card. I love this card so much. First off, yes, I am being corrected. It wasn't Erin who said about Joan of Arc. It was Sparky. And I apologise. I misread it because I'm a complete bleeding idiot. What do you expect? You know, I'm from Birmingham. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. So the sun card.
So you're reading for people for today for the sun card?
What I'm talking about.
Okay.
It really is. The wall is behind you. This is opportunity abounds right now. You do not need to turn your horse around and re-engage that obstacle. It's behind you. Move forward. Keep your face to the sunshine. The shadows are behind you. Focus on the light. Focus on the good stuff. Suck up that energy. Feel the restorative energy. Fortunately, it's a beautiful sunny day here in the northeast of the United States of America, ladies and gentlemen. So if you do get opportunity to get outside and feel the sun on your bones, let it just...
Do it today or tomorrow, because yes. Sunday's going to be awful.
Well, it's going to rain a little bit. Hey, but that's okay. So... Heather says, stop bad-mouthing yourself. Yeah, I know, Heather. I used to do a lot of self-deprecation, but I had to give it up because I was really no good at it.
Yeah.
Joke there. All
right, so
great
keep your face to the sunshine.
Absolutely.
Have a great weekend.
Absolutely. It's really wonderful, and it's our psychotic fair this weekend. So if you happen to be passing by, come by and see us. We'd love to see you. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this on Facebook. Share this video too. That would be nice. That's something you can do. Let people know about it. So we're trying hard to build our whatever the thing is, our momentum here. So, and you guys really help. And so thank you so much for watching. And it's been a pleasure. So we will on and about our business and have a fantastic Friday.